Today I want to share with you guys some of the benefit of our herbs, natural Jamaican herbs. But before, I like to lay a foundation. So I have some sand and some block and my cement and water. I'm going to lay a foundation first. In Proverbs 17:22, a merry heart indeed doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones up. You know that song, that little song? A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. Yes. You never heard that one before? Okay. So, a merry heart indeed doeth good like a medicine. Please bow your head with me while I pray. Father, which art in heaven, we thank you very much for this spiritual fellowship where we can come to be spiritually rejuvenated. We want to thank you for everyone who have participate. Truly we are spiritually nourished. We give thanks also for the things of nature, where if we use them judiciously, we can see result for our different maladies. Thank you again. Have your own sweet way. In Christ's name, amen. So, we are the Creator's masterpiece. And He wants us to be in health, right? So, we are as healthy as our cells. Healthy body, healthy cells. So when a disease comes, what should we do? What do you think we should do when a disease comes? Yes, we can pray. That's good. We can pray. But when a disease comes, we should reason from, all right, so prayer first. Right, so we pray about it. We're going to reason also from cause to effect. Right? Let's say you have a pipe and the pipe is leaking. Don't you going to search out to find where the leak is coming from so you can solve the problem? So it is with a disease when it comes. You search out the cause. You reason from cause to effect. And it will cost us very much less if we look at it that way. In Job 6:29-16, the cause that I know not, I search it out. Right? So the axe must first lay to the root of the tree. Right? So there's hope for a tree if it be cut down, don't it? Because what do you think when the tree cut down? It will spring again. So when you find the root cause and get rid of it, there's hope, right? Just like the tree. Yes, man, it will sprout again. Let us remember that health is not a chance. It is a choice. And we should not leave health to chances. In Proverbs 6:27, and it reads, it's like these are questions. He said, can a man take fire in his clothes and not be burned? If we leave our health to chances and just do as we like. I remember back in my life, I didn't know anything about temperance, right? Now, I guess when you're not a child of God, you don't know temperance, right? So you will eat as I like, do as I like, right? So, I used to have this habit when I ate something and I want to have some more even though my belly is full, I would get some bubble gum. Like I said, I didn't know better that time. And I would eat the bubble gum. So when I eat the bubble gum, you find you get hungry again. Little did I know that I was just setting up myself for disease. So I end up with this issue with my digestive issue, right? Where sometimes it feel like the world is on my stomach like that, and it hurt a lot. And listen, yes, I've been to the doctor and get different anti-acid or anti-acid or whatever it's called, that creamy milky thing. But it didn't work. It was not until I become a child of God, have a relationship with Christ, knowing about temperance and all these things, I know that I should chew my food 32 times. There's 32. Listen, maybe you don't understand. There's 32 teeth in the mouth. And whenever time we chew, sometimes we don't have the patience. Sometimes, we don't have the patience to chew, but we should chew our food 32 times. Even if the teeth then take out of your mouth. 32 times in order. Listen, you know what happened now? Sometimes I would start eat first and everybody finish after me and me wonder if me get no to more than them. But no, I spend the time to chew my food properly because as a result I remember indigestion, this like this big stone crawling on my stomach. So yes man, so we cannot leave health to any chance. And if we take fire in our bosom or in our clothes, we'll be burned. And this text is about wisdom and moral choices, right? The fire is used as a metaphor for consequence of certain action. It is impossible to engage in certain behavior without eventually facing natural, painful consequence. So the next verse that follows that, it has a similar physically comparison, and this is Proverbs 6:28. It said, can one go up on hot coal with his feet and not be burned? If you step on hot coal with your feet, what will happen? You will get burned. That is it. You will get burned. So, today, I'm going to throw out some Jamaican herbs, and I'm going to tell you the benefit of it. If you have any question, feel to ask. And as I go along, I may share some experience with the Jamaican herbs. Now, the first one that I had here is, I may not be able to get you all of them, but nevertheless. The first one is seed under leaf, right? Seed under leaf. It look like, it grew about this height, and the leaf look like tambourine, and it has some little seed underneath it. And otherwise known as the stone crusher. Now what this does, it reduces inflammation, it breaks down kidney stone, gallstone, it supports the liver, the respiratory health, and blood pressure, and it manages the blood sugar. That is seed under leaf, otherwise known as stone crusher. Now the next one is the strongback. And many of you must be familiar with the strongback. We have about more than 3 varieties. You have the root one, you have one that run like, and another little one look like a flowers, run just the same way, very pretty. Now what this does, what's the benefit of the strongback, known as Jamaica manpower? So what this does, it relieves backache, reducing inflammation, it boosts the energy. This is the strong back, right? Next one on the list is the Guinean root. It is also known as the gully root, right? So what this does, the benefit of it is, it benefits the immune system, it fights infection for joint pain and muscle pain. It's good very effective for headache, for sinus issue. You can just crush the leaf and smell it. It has this strong, pungent smell. Yes, man, you just crush the leaf and smell it. So it's good for pain, headache, joint pain. It is also anti-cancer, meaning it kills cancer cells, right? It's also a blood thinner, right? So, prostate cancer, breast cancer, you name the cancer. Go Guinean. And leukemia, right? While leaving the healthy cell unharmed. So when you get rid of all of these bad cells and it not do anything, it don't trouble the good cell, it leave them unharmed. It is also good for the digestive health, for flatulence, for bloating, and sometimes these words to some tongue, It's good for urinary issue. So this is diuretic, right? And it also promotes the release of toxin from the body by increasing urine. It also improves the memory, learning, reduce anxiety. That is the Guinean weed. Now the next one on the list is the chain root. You know, this one is a root, big hard thing. You have to chip it up, chip it up. Chip it up in chips like, it's very big. Yes. So the chain root. Now chain root, it is used to cleanse the blood. Remember, the life of the flesh is in the blood. So we need to keep the blood clean or free from disease. When it is clean, it is free from disease. Because the blood is the one that takes the disease to the different organs of the body. So it is important to cleanse the blood. So the chain root cleanses the blood. It is rich in iron. It combats anemia. It increases the confidence of those who want to increase their confidence. Then chain root is the way to go. It is good for skin issues. So next one on the list is the woman piaba. Now I have to move because I have to go to my bag. So I have to take this off. Could I just, sister, yes. So, yeah, let's put it, okay, thank you. So the next one on the list. So you have the woman piaba and you have the man. The woman piaba is this one. It's a little dry up now. But it had this nice aroma about it, while this one don't have any scent. So this is the male, this is the female. Now what are the benefits? The benefit of the woman piaba. It is used for menopausal discomfort. So the hot flushes and all of that. It also used to regulate menstruation, for labor pain, for the digestive issues, for belly ache. So both of them can go together. The man and the woman, yes. For colic, for pain in the bowel, for respiratory issues, for cold, headache, and fever. That is the woman piaba, the man piaba. Next one on the list is the ram goat dashalang. You know that one, right? Yes, man, the ram goat dashalang. And this one now, again, like the chain root, it put pep in your step for both men and women. It is an energy tonic. It rejuvenates the body. That is the ram goat dashalang. It is also used to increase the estrogen level. You know, it's also good for menopausal symptoms, just the same. Yes, I'm just going to share a few because these herbs cover a wide variety. That's one of these herbs. So I'm not going to share everything, so it's etc., etc. Okay. So, we have the stinging nettle. Did you know that stinging nettle is a herbs? Yes. Did you know that stinging nettle is edible? Yes. It can eat? Yeah. Yes. So, stinging nettle. Right. It's run like this. Okay, so stinging nettle now. Stinging nettle is used for respiratory issues and help to improve okay, so it is good for respiratory issues. It improves the nervous system, the mood. Okay, Okay, now, so we are at stinging nettle. So it is used for respiratory issues, for nervous symptoms, for mood, for gastrointestinal discomfort. It is also edible. So you'd put it in some warm water to get off them little spiky thing off it. And it can be steamed, or had in a vegetable or so forth. It's good for rheumatoid and it aids in osteoarthritis. It's also used for enlarged prostate. So you'd pull out the necklace with the root on it. When you're using it for prostate, you'd use the root and everything. It improves urination and it relieves seasonal allergies. Acts as a natural antihistamine by blocking histamine receptor and inhibiting the enzyme that can trigger allergies like sneezing, itching, and nasal congestion. And it also used for blood sugar, especially the type 2 diabetes. Right? It supports the heart. You see, it has a lot of benefit, you know. It supports the heart and it lowers the blood pressure. So whenever time you hear me speak of a herb and I say heart, even if I say blood pressure, anything will bother the heart. Right? So whether it be blood pressure, whether it be cholesterol issues, whatever. Once we say heart, it's good for the heart. It's good for whatever disturb the heart. Right? So, it is also loaded with vitamin K, vitamin A, calcium, iron, magnesium, and it's also used for skin care such as eczema, etc. Yes, kind of steam it. Steep like you boil water or put it in and cover. Roots, you boil roots, but not like the leaf and so forth. You boil the roots. Right. So that is the stinging nettle. So, next one on the list is the dark blood. Okay, dark blood now. You should know dark blood. Okay, dark blood, otherwise known as the information weed. And this is what it looked like. It had this little red berry on it, you know? Okay, it has red berries on it. So, that is the dark blood. And the berries are edibles. I have a lot of it at home, so I just pick them and have them. Like that, yeah. The birds eat them, you know. It's bird food, you know. Yeah, man, the birds love them. So, the benefit of dark blood it supports the female reproductive health and it enhances fertility. It helps with black fallopian tube. It is also a blood purifier. It's good for joint pain, for menstrual cramps, for stomach issues. That is the dog blood. Now, next one on the list is the search my heart. Search my heart. And this is what search my heart look like. That is the search my heart. Search my heart. And this is commonly used for respiratory issues like asthma and for those who have a lot of mucus in the lungs, you know, congestion and cold. It is also known to alleviate the heart palpitation. It reduces high blood pressure and it relieves menstrual cramp, acting as a calming all-time remedy. That is the search me heart. And the next one on the list is turmeric root. Okay, are we together? Okay, the next one on the list is the turmeric root. Benefit, it is used for arthritis, for heart issue, for cholesterol issue, for the brains, for digestion, for depression, for pain. It kills cancer cells. It reduces the spread of cancer. And this is the turmeric root. We all know turmeric, right? That beautiful, nice, bright color. You know? Yes, man. Right. So, yeah, it's the root that is used. For the turmeric is the root, that's like a orangey looking thing. That's the root that is used, not the leaf. Not that the leaf may not have benefit. I would have to do some research on that. Right? So, the turmeric root. The next thing we have is the ginger. Ginger root. We all know ginger. Everybody knows ginger, right? Yes. So ginger, basically ginger and turmeric, they are related, So basically it's the same thing that the same property that turmeric has, you would find it now with the ginger, right? It is a natural remedy for emptying the stomach. So if you want to induce vomiting, let's for instance say, you feel like you want to vomit, but it just won't come up. You can use the ginger to induce vomiting, right? So it reduces nausea, and it's also a natural chemotherapy, just like soursop. Right? So it's good for motion sickness, it relieves bloating, pain, good for blood sugar, the heart, and cholesterol issues. Now, the pimento, the Jamaican pimento. That is a spice. And it's here in Spice Grove a lot, yes? Yes. So it is a where am I now? I'm looking at the pimento, yes? So it is packed with eugenol. That's a compound that is found in the pimento, right? It has strong antioxidant, meaning it can get rid of toxin out of your body. It is anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. It has all of these properties that aid in relieving pain, headache. It is used also for toothache, for digestion issues, for colds, and of course, as a spice. We make mention of that already. The berry itself and the leaf also can use, just the same way. Just as we use the berries for spice, the leaf is also used for spice. So that is the pimento. Now, I want to share an experience now with using natural remedies. Because, I experiment on my families first before I take this out. It's 13 years now since I've been using natural remedies. I take no credit for it. I was minding my own business. All of a sudden I was pulling this direction and started to, the Holy Spirit is my teacher. Let me just cover it and say that. The Holy Spirit is my teacher. And just like how I'm speaking to you and you're responding back, when I'm doing something, it's the very same thing. Sometimes I always wonder if I'm crazy. Because I will be putting together something, and it's just like Brother David is saying, okay, you can add that too, and do that. If I'm doing something like a presentation on something, it's the same thing, like putting together a presentation rather, And most of you guys have learned that we had some issues there last time, and out of all of that, I can tell you this. The house burned down before the car twice. We were on our way here the last Sabbath in January. Sister Sonia asked me to do a presentation. When we come to Santa Cruz, there was an issue with the car where smoke was coming from, like the engine, so I guess some high leak. And we were there for a while trying to get mechanic to come to us, but apparently that never happened. So we had to take our time now and drive back the car to a mechanic that was maybe nearby. But on the way again, something else happened. We realized that the hose now, the radiator was gone. So the car can't go anymore. So we stopped now. We didn't know that neither. But this guy was driving a trailer. He just stopped by us and he said, what happened? We don't know him. And he said, let me see if I can help you out. And when he sent Arlie to his vehicle to get some jug, to get some water. When he poured the water in it, he said, your radiator was gone. Radiator hose would be in a unique place, so if you're not looking specifically for that, you can't see it. But anyhow, somehow the water on the ground, so he said it's gone. So him tell us to get a hose or something and set it up, and so we never know if we going to set up that. Anyway, another guy passed by again and help us with that. So we're able now to take it to reach to the mechanic now to start out the problem. Now we'd have to go and get some parts and things for the leak, some seals. So we went there now. It took us about the whole, when we leave the mechanic, it was night. It was very stressful anyhow. He solved the problem by replacing the seals, but on our way home, the car started to feel like this jerking. I was like, are they trying to keep it this way we're going, but it wants to go that way. I always wonder what is going on. So apparently when we reach up on a hill, the car can't go up, it just come right back down. So then we say, all right, we have to call back the mechanic now, to find out what is going on. So him say, if we got to bolt up the engine, look in there and you see these, I don't know these bolts, but there's some huge thing like, it's kind of different from bolt that I used to. So when you look and see these things, I would say, yes, see them there, instead of him forgot to bolt it up, right? So we have to be there. He didn't have a right to come to us, and we have to wait. He said his friend, we have to wait on his friend who was coming that way, so he would give them the special kind of ratchet hanger, if you do all of that. That time the engine already mashed up, So him come down and him tighten up and thing, but guess what? Just with all this, God was in it, because the car just take us right out the gate and right there it stop. It don't move again. So we realize now that after we tried to go and skim the engine and all of this, never work out, the engine mash up. So I say this to say that I was minding my own business, but I started find myself pulling in this direction, to the use of this natural thing, God of our ways to just use people. And I was obedient to the pull, I was obedient to the pull, So standing here today, I don't take no credit for the knowledge and all of this, and the able way that I can put things together. So back to the car business, where I was trying to say something, make a point from that, is that all of the trial that happened, the Lord just spoke to me. I was in the kitchen and I said, I'll just hear this voice, go and put something, put together something to present on all the things that happened. Just like that. So I get my Bible and I started to look and, put up the different topic for my presentation. I get to work, And I started to say, what the Bible have to say about trials and difficulties, and when the cross get heavy, I get so caught up for days in it. I didn't remember anything else. I don't have anything else to do. So, in everything, we have to give thanks. God have a plan for each and every one of us. So now back to what I want to share. Yes, about the use of natural remedy. Now, when my daughter was about 3 years of age, I started to notice that whenever time she wanted to urinate, and she go to the bathroom, there was no urine. So she not passed no urine. No, I was wondering, I know that the symptom is as a result of kidney stone, something obstructing the urine from passing, right? Because you're diagnosed based on symptoms. Now you might say, but you're not a doctor, and you've never been to this and that, but let me tell you something. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ which strengthened me. And it was kidney stone. It was a stone there blocking the urine. So while I was sitting there and I was saying that, how is it that a 3-year-old have kidney stone? So I did some research and I found out that children can born with kidney stone. But she didn't born with a kidney stone. While I was thinking about it, she came to me and said to me, Mommy, I was eating out your salt. No, look, in the kitchen, the salt would be on the lower shelf like that. Right? So I don't know how long she's been eating out the salt, but she's been having some salt. A wonderful salt time. Right? Till it started to form rock, right? So I'm saying, what? Anyhow, all right, with the knowledge now, I had for kidney stone now. I didn't have no seed on the leaf, but I have olive oil and I have lemon, right? So I combine the olive oil with the lemon with some water and ensure that she drink water as often as ever. What that does, it crushes the stone and she was enabled to pass urine. All right, so let me move on again. The next one on the list is the corn, and look, I don't take any credit for that. It's the corn silk. So we want to look at the corn silk now, because many times when we pluck the corn, we throw away the corn here. You see, when I'm in Kingston, I have to buy corn here at the health store. These things are expensive, you know? Even the very chamomile that you see we have around here, they are very expensive. When you're in Kingston, I have to purchase these. After tree, really, I used to purchase my herbs. So, the corn silk now. The corn silk is packed with antioxidant. It has this compound that is found in plant named flavonoid. Flavonoid, right? It has potassium. So if you have an issue with blood pressure, where you have an issue with potassium, that's, I guess the pill that the person who have blood pressure take is a potassium pill, right? So you can find this in the corn silk. It has vitamin K, vitamin C. It is good for the kidney and the urinary tract. It is a natural diuretic. It reduces water retention. And water retention, many times you see a person with the legs swollen like that. You know? You see, when we consume a lot of sodium, then it traps the water. That when we consume water, it does trap the water. Many times you see it here, then this can lead to kidney issues and all of that. Or sometimes it can be kidney issues or heart issues. Right? So, that is the corn silk. It is also aid in the management of blood sugar and the blood pressure. So that is corn silk. So when you get the corn, or when you plant the corn, or when you rip the corn, don't throw the ear them. Just boil them and have some corn tea. Right. So the next one is the horsetail grass. So you might wonder what she's saying. Horsetail grass? The only horsetail me know is the one that depends on the horse, don't it? Well, you have a herbs named horsetail grass. And let me tell you something. You see, just like it grows longer than the horsetail itself. The literal horsetail, this thing can grow as tall as me. And just like this. And it bloom flowers on it. This is not the mature one. This is not the mature one. Right, so that is the horsetail grass. And this now, it benefits the nails, the hair. It is used for pain, for swelling. It enhances the bone health, and it reduces fluid retention, right? Like edema, right? Yes. It also used for urinary issues. It also supports the bladder. And it is good for the heart, the kidney, and the lungs. The horsetail grass. So the next one on the list now is the nutmeg. It is a spice, and we all know that. And many of us think that nutmeg is just used for a spice. It is also used as a herb spice. It also used not just to go in your porridge and your beverage, but you can use to season, like a vegetable or whatever it is that you season. Just a little light, because despite of its wonderful aroma, nutmeg can be toxic. Can be toxic. Like one nutmeg can kill a person. If you grate a whole nutmeg in something, it can become poisonous. So I'm not saying this to scare anyone from using nutmeg. It's a very, very wonderful spice, but you don't grate a one in entire nutmeg into whatever. Pardon me? Right. So it's a wonderful spice. So it is packed with antioxidant, anti-inflammatory property, antibacterial property. It is used for the digestive health. It's also used to reduce joint pain and inflammation is the pain and swelling. Inflammation is pain and swelling. And if you have a sleep issue, just make some nutmeg tea. Just grate a little nutmeg and boil up some water and let it steep. Pardon me? No, for sleeping issue, yes, sleeping. Right, it can do right with the coconut milk. And it is also used for, I mentioned that already, so it helps you to get good quality sleep, right? And it is good for the brains. We are hearing too much, yes, let's keep it together, please. You were saying no? Oh, you just recognize us? Okay. Yes, so it is also good for the brains, and we should use it in moderation. So, the next one is cinnamon, or the cinnamon bark. The bark can use and the leaf, right? So, cinnamon, whether it is the bark or the leaf. I'm looking at cinnamon. It is used for stress. It is a calming herb, cinnamon. It's a calming herb, right? So it is used for stress. It is used for inflammation, and that is pain and swelling. It helps to manage type 2 diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity and lowering the blood sugar and reducing also cholesterol. These are just some of the benefits of these wonderful Jamaican herbs. Next one on the list is vervain. Many of us know vervain, don't it? Yes. Still that bloom a little purple flowers like? Yes, vervain. It is also known as the herbs of grace. The herbs of grace, that is the vervain. Now vervain also have a calming effect. So it is used for anxiety, for stress. It is also classified as a nervine. So you have an issue with nerve, then have a cup of tea of vervain. Yes, so it supports the nervous system. It gives an overall calm, right? It is used for sleep, for digestive issues. Even though some persons say it have a bitter compound. I don't know about that. As a matter of fact, I'm not afraid of bitter. So if it have a bitter compound, it's like nothing to me. So if you're afraid of bitter, then that's a different case, you know. I'm not afraid of bitter, right? So it also used for stomach issues. It improves the appetite, for bloating, for cramps. It's a pain reliever, and it also reduces internal and external inflammation, which is pain and swelling. It is used for oral health, so for the gum, for chronic gingivitis. And these are some of the benefits for this vervain, known as the herbs of grace. Now, next on the list, we have the raw moon. Maybe it's the first year in that one. The raw moon, right? First year in that one? Raw moon. Yes. Raw moon. Okay, so what's the benefit of raw moon? Again, it puts the pep in your walk or your step. It is a stamina herbs. Right, so it boosts your confidence, if I should put it like that. Right? It is for both men and women, and it combats tiredness, fatigue. Right, and it also improves potency. Right, that's it. That's it. Right, so yes, they use it in the roots. Right, okay. So the next on the list is the pumpkin seed. And I'm talking about the Jamaican pumpkin seed. Right? And many times we throw away the seed. When we're using our pumpkin, we throw out the seed, man. We should use everything, man. You know, when the rat go into the pumpkin, when the rat cut a pumpkin on my farm, you know, they don't eat the flesh, you know. Straight to the seed, you know. Right? So, the pumpkin seeds. What is the benefit of the pumpkin seed? That, yes. They are highly nutritious. Thank you. Right, zinc. That is it. Right. So you see, it has zinc and okay, let's look at the hippocampus that is in the center of the brains that deal with the memory. Zinc is used. So you see, we need the pumpkin seed. We need to incorporate it, right? It's also loaded with iron, healthy fat, and it is good for the heart. You see, just like how turmeric have the nice pretty look there, so pumpkin have this nice pretty look. The same way it's also good for the heart. Turmeric good for the heart, pumpkin good for the heart. Turmeric good for the eyes, pumpkin good for the eyes. It also strengthens the immune system. It improves sleep quality. It's also a fiber. So when you consume the pumpkin, or let's say you're going to cook a piece of pumpkin, don't peel it. You just wash and boil because you need a fiber for bowel movements, right? It is also used for blood sugar, for weight management, for prostate, and for the bladder, and for the health of the bones. And that is the Jamaican pumpkin seed. Now molasses. We all know about molasses, right? You know molasses. You have blackstrap molasses. I think that's the best molasses, the blackstrap molasses. It is a healthy sweetener option. For those who don't want to use sugar, the blackstrap molasses is a healthy sweetener option. It supports the bone health and it prevents anemia. Also used for blood sugar issues. So you don't want to say, oh, molasses used for blood sugar and it's a sweet, it's a natural sweetener, right? Just like cane juice. Cane juice is good for blood sugar, you know, because it is natural, you know. So, it uses a blood sugar issue, it relieves constipation, and it provides energy, and that is the blackstrap molasses. No cayenne pepper. And this is a powerful one, the cayenne pepper. This is something that everyone should have in the home. The cayenne pepper. Before I get into the benefit, let me share personal experience using cayenne pepper. So I was at home and I had this big rock in my yard. You know, I kind of push it up a bit. And one day I step on it. It's very big. And it moved off with me, so I jump off the rock now thinking that I could escape the rock. But the rock come back and I'm bumping I still have the scar right here on my foot. And dig it out, it was very deep. You could put some small pebbles in it. All right, so I had cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper good for wound. Cayenne pepper stop bleeding. Right? So what I did now, I called out to Zoe to get the cayenne pepper for me. And I pour it down in there and fill it up. Fill up back. Right? So you might say, oh, but it's cayenne pepper, you're not afraid. Yes, it has this little tingling. You know what that tingling means? That tingling in the feet, circulation. Keep the thing alive, that it won't you call it become infected. That's what charcoal does. You want to say something, Massey? And that charcoal, cayenne pepper. Yes. Yes. That's it. Yes. That's it. So the cayenne pepper is used for wound. So if you're at home and somebody get a cut or you get a cut, then you can use the cayenne pepper to stop the bleeding. Go and seal it. I remember there was at his farm, and I don't know what he was doing, but I think his machete cut somewhere here. So he tied it up with something at bush and come home. And when he came home now, I had to pull it off. But in pulling it off, the blood was like flowing up like this, and I have to wrap it back tight. And then the next day again, I make an attempt again to pull the thing off, and the blood was just pouring up like this. I have to tie it back again, tight. And it was on the third day that I was able to pull it off and clean it up and just administer some cayenne pepper in it. Cayenne pepper is good for wound. Cayenne pepper is good for cut. It stops the bleeding. Immediately it brings circulation and healing in that wound. It makes it become alive. You see anything will happen up here, sir? Just put some cayenne pepper under your tongue in some warm water, whichever way it's suitable. So let me tell you something again. You see eye infection, conjunctivitis, we have this red itchy eyes. Cayenne pepper is good for that. You want to say, but you're crazy, you put cayenne in your eye. Or you put cayenne pepper in your eye. Look at when my eye itch.
My brother-in-law, when he was working on a house at the time, he got some eye issues, and he said the medicine that he got was not helping him. And the only person he thought of calling was me. Okay. And I told him, wash the eye with a cayenne solution. And he said, from me, wash the eye never give him another trouble.
That is it.
And the morning you can hear it, he will tell you.
That is it. That is it. That is it. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's also good for like an stroke.
Yes.
But you know, sometimes you feel like
the head,
you might not say it's stroke, but you probably not stroke.
Yeah.
You make sure that you don't get it. So sometimes good thing you travel with time. I kind of like on the street, and I have like it works faster than most things. I like things.
That is it.
Sister William, don't take any more because nobody will hear.
Okay, we're going to pause for a bit. Okay. All right, I have to just go through now because we have... Okay, so when I'm finished putting this across, then if you have anything, then you can just add it, set it. Okay, so yes, I'm getting there now. I'm going to go there. Yes, I was saying that I use the cayenne now for my eyes, right? Red, itchy eyes. So you would get a little, make sure your finger clean or your hand clean, entire hand clean, and you get a little on the tip of it and put it in just a little on it, around the tip of your finger, and in a glass of water, you do a thing like this, and spin it, and then you wash the eyes with it. So when these particles get in the eye, you feel a little tingle, yes? You're going to feel a little tingle. Anything go in the eye, you feel a tingle. But the result, I tell you, is wonderful. Because if it itch, no more itch. If it's red, no more redness. So cayenne pepper. This is something that I travel with. I travel with my charcoal, my cayenne pepper, my natural oils, because you never know who you may meet along the way who needs some assistance. Somebody may not feeling well, somebody may have an issue with headache or whatever, and these things can help. So cayenne is a spice. It supports the heart health by improving circulation and lowering the blood pressure. Now let me tell you something when it comes to the blood pressure now. You see cayenne, if the blood pressure is too low, it will take it right up back where it's supposed to be. And if the blood pressure is too high, it will carry it where it's supposed to be. That is the power in this herb. So it also aids in digestion by stimulating the digestive enzyme and vitamin A and C It also boosts immunity. So for the young ones, they could just put a little cayenne on the tip of the tongue just to boost the immune system. Right, so I mentioned about it used for, it's a thinning agent. So thinning agents mean it can thin the blood. And if the blood is not flowing properly because it may be it's not thin enough, this can thin it feed flow properly, the cayenne. Let me tell you something again. So whenever time you have a pain, it means that the area is congested. It means that there's an issue with circulation, right? So you can use the cayenne. You can either add it in some extra virgin oil, some castor oil. What I do, I make pain salve. So I use ginger, I use garlic, I use vinegar, I use castor oil, I use all these essential oils like the eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, oil of wintergreen, tea tree oil, I just name them. And I combine everything together to make a pain salve, right, for the joint pain to improve that circulation. I put some ginger in it, because you want heat in that congested area, to clear it out so that it can circulate, the blood can circulate properly. Whenever time there's a pain, it means the area is congestible. And cayenne is one of these herbs that can use to free that area. It also used for stroke, as Arlie mentioned. It's used for stroke. So if you feel anything going on up here, so just go eat some cayenne pepper. Just put a little. You never put in some water. You can just have it like that. That's the benefit of that natural spice called the cayenne pepper. As it related to blood pressure, there's a lot of people have blood pressure issues. So, I have had the opportunity to work with a lot of persons who trouble with this issue, blood pressure. They all have one thing in common, the medication. It is not working, or there is side effects. And what I recommended, when you have blood pressure, you see nuts. These are like tablets. Some of them are very fine, like the chia seed and the sesame seed, but they are nature's tablets. Just go nuts. Some of them you have to powder them out like the flax seed in order to get the full benefit, because you don't want to just consume it and you just pass it out back like that. So you powder these things out to get the full benefit of it. Go nuts. Watch your intake of salt, cut the saturated fat, and all these things. Stick to your green leafy vegetable. Look, every disease can cure. I believe, just a minute, I didn't say cut all the salt. No, I did not say cut all the salt, because the body needs salt. I said cut down on the intake, because many times the processed things and so forth have a lot of salt in them, right? So I believe that every disease can be cured. You might say I'm crazy, but let me ask you a question. If you have a house and you want that house to be clean, but you continue to pour dirt into it, will the house be clean? No. So every disease, the foundation is laid because of our lifestyle, promote diseases. And it can be reversed if we just do the opposite, do the right thing, and take care of our health. We need to think before we put something in our mouth. Is this good for our cells? Remember, our body are built up on cells. Cells are like the blocks that we use to build up the house. And if these cells are not healthy, then the body is gonna crumble. We're gonna have all these issues. So, apps. I didn't take any apps with me. I want to look at apps now. This is herbs. This is calming herbs. Maybe you've heard the name before. Hops. Yes, hops. Right. This is calming herbs. It helps to improve sleep. Yes, it helps to improve the sleep quality. It reduces anxiety and restlessness. So you see, if when you go lay down and you can't sleep and you start and turning like that, means you're restless, just get some hops to calm you down. And it's also used in menopausal issues like the hot flushes, the irritability, etc., etc. You want to say something, sister? Okay, go ahead. Oh. All right, just hold a minute. Just hold a thought a minute. Let me just finish this and then you can say, because we have the online listeners. Okay? Just hold that for me. All right. So the next one on the list is the cow tongue. You might say, cow tongue? What cow tongue are you talking about? I'm not talking about the tongue in the cow. There's herbs by the name of cow tongue. And this is more than one variety. You have some of them very narrow. It's just like when you see the cow tongue long, and like that, just say you have the herbs like that. Yes. So there's a herb, more than one variety of that herb, cow tongue, and this is used in the roots. So when you're making roots, you use it in the roots. So this also it grows like a fern-like, but it doesn't have the fine leaf. It's more long, like the literal cow tongue. So it is used for cold, for cough, for flu, for asthma. Or we could just say for lungs condition, it is used in roots also. Now, basil, we all know basil. Basil. You know that one? Basil have this nice aroma. Yes, basil. So basil now, it is a nutrient-dense herb, and it is packed with antioxidants. It has vitamin, especially vitamin K and A. It is used also for depression. It also reduces the blood sugar. It also protects against chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer. And it improves the mental health, make you more alert. It's used for digestion. It has antibacterial property. It fights infection, and it helps to manage the blood pressure by reducing the cholesterol and the triglyceride and relaxes the blood vessel. It's also used for the immune system and the gut health, and that is the basil. So at this time now, if there's any, should I take any question now? Should I take the question now? Okay. Okay. Pardon me? No, I didn't take that. Oh, she's asking if I walked with the herbs hops. You need to get it's improved. Okay, you want me to look back at hops. Okay. So hops improve the sleep quality. It's a calming herbs, right? So it reduces anxiety and restlessness. So for a person who, toss and turn, can't sleep and just toss and turn, then hops can be incorporated in the diet. So I used to make a tea to help with that issue. And it is also used for menopausal issues like the hot flushes. Yes. Anything else? All right, for constipation, you have the vervine. You have vervain or vervine. You have also charcoal. Now the charcoal can use to make a slurry. What is a slurry? You might ask. You ever see when when the guys are mixing the mortar, or it look like a slurry way, that soupy way, yeah man, you get the charcoal and you put it into a char cup. Now charcoal should never be used in a plastic or a metal container because charcoal have the ability to pull things. That's what it does, It pull. So when you use it, it pulls toxin, it absorbs the toxin from the body and get rid of it through urine or feces. So it should be used in a char cup. So how to make this slurry now? So you pour like 2 teaspoons of this charcoal in a char cup and you use a wooden spoon, no metal, no plastic. Because you don't want to pull anything in a charcoal, right? So then you would stir it and then you would, basically you just eat it because it kind of thick a bit, so you just eat it up like that. And then throughout, you would continue to have water with it. I remember there was a time I went to visit someone who was sick. The person was sick. And I always walk with my charcoal, my cayenne pepper, I always walk with these things. So I said to the person, when is the last time you used the bathroom? And the person was like looking at me like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Bathroom? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? It's like it's not something normal, All right, so I get in my bag and I took out some charcoal and some extra virgin olive oil and I make a slurry. And I said, have this. And it's like in the space of the time that I say, have this and you have it, I just get up and straight to the bathroom. Just like that. Straight to the bathroom. So this deal with the constipation issue. You see the thing? Death starts in the colon. It is important to have the colon cleansed. It is, as often. Remember, we are consuming things, So you can set your time, your personal time, or often like you would want to have a cleansing. But it is very important for cleansing. I just made mention of some herbs. Yes, the castor oil. Yes, all right, let me tell you about castor oil now, because many persons, or the question is asked, what can be used for cleansing apart from the charcoal? Now the castor oil can add into the charcoal to make that slurry there, right? To cleanse the intestine. And which one of these castor oil am I talking about? I'm not talking about the one that is cold press, right? That's not the one because that can be very toxic, to use inside. It can be very toxic to use inside. So the one that I'm talking about is the one that's done over the fire because you'd have get rid of all of that, right? So not the cold press one. The cold press one is used externally, not internally. So that's the problem where some people would say, well, charcoal is not good and charcoal is not that. Charcoal is even good for your teeth, for the gum. First time people used to use charcoal and rub around their teeth so if they want it drop out, they don't go to the dentist. You just rub it around the area and you say, oh, then support it drop out the other teeth then. I use charcoal in my mouth for my gum and my teeth don't drop out. But I use castor oil for the benefit of the gum, the health of the gum. But first time people do rub it around the area at that teeth, that gum area, where they want the teeth to fall out, and it works. It does work, and it still works. It still works. Well, senna is for cleansing also, yes. For constipation also to the senna. Anything else? Any other question? Okay, so if there's no other question, then this is where I leave it. But I will leave you with this. We spent the first 40 years of our life using our health to gain wealth. What you think will happen the next 40 years after you gain all of that, after you accumulate all of that wealth? What will happen 40 years after? That is it. You're gonna use back that wealth to gain health. And let me tell you, health cannot be purchased. Health cannot be purchased. We can buy a bed, we can buy a house, we can buy a car, but health is a choice. It is not a chance. And that's where I leave it. You want to say something? Okay, so for those online, my brother here is saying that he had an accident with your finger, right here, below the big finger, and what did they use? The cursinile, and busy. Okay, and he applied the busy and the cursinile, and it worked. And okay, so my brother is also saying that he had another accident with one of his fingers and had to do the same thing by using the busy and the cursinile. And as I mentioned of this cursinile, when I was a child, I never saw my grandparents pop a pill. I have never seen a pill in the home. If there's an issue, let's say for instance for cleansing, you will see the Cersicum, the river bitters. Let's say the skin have sore on it. They would use the Cersei with the carbolic soap to get rid of it. And the cursinile that is burned in the lamp is used for sore throat. So they would rub it, would warm it and rub it here. And you see, like some of you younger folks who have the opportunity to have many slippers as a child growing up, we have to walk barefoot. We had to walk bare feet and we bought the big toe, and I always wonder why the big toe, why not the other toes. So when you bought that big toe, the same cursinile in the lamp would put on for dressing for the toe, or they would also use the camphor black. There's something, I don't see it anymore neither, the camphor black. I don't know if you know about the camphor black. It's a square one, not the round one. And they would put the coconut oil on it, that is a natural coconut oil. And they would make a medicine for wound, and it worked. So I'm that type of old-fashioned person, yes. So, yes, as I leave it at this now. Zoe wanted to close with a song, so I'll leave it there. Thank you all for your participation.